Take a look at the following program. Having trouble typing here. Let me make one little change. I'm not even going to run this program. That's not the point here. But take a look at this value pi. It's a very well-known value. You can assign it different values depending on how much precision that you want. But we're going to go with 3.14159. This is perfectly legal. This is a great program. It'll run and it'll compute just fine. The problem is that in a program like this, where you have such a very important variable, a lot of times you want to make that variable unchangeable because pi cannot be changed. We can't estimate pi to 3.1. You probably shouldn't even estimate it to 3.14, although you see that quite a bit. But the problem is that in a program, when you have a value such as pi, which is just a variable, you can adjust it any way you want to, so that you can change the value of a very important computation by changing the value of the variable. So one way we want to get around that, now let's comment that out and leave its value original. So notice that was quite a bit of different value there from what we got the first time. The way to get around a problem like that is to create something called a constant. A constant, excuse me, didn't mean to do that either. A constant is a variable whose value cannot change throughout the lifetime of the program. You declare a constant with the keyword const, const, then the data type, then the constant name, and then an assignment statement to assign it a value. Once you've made that declaration, then throughout the rest of the program you cannot change its value. So for example, if I try to do this, we get an error and it says assignment of read-only variable pi. So constants are also known internally as read-only variables. So notice that once I've declared pi as a constant, I cannot change its value. One thing you'll see if you've studied other programming languages is programmers using uppercase letters to define or to name a constant. And that's perfectly fine if you want to do that in C++. It's getting to be less of a reason to do that now. Let me explain why, or show you why here. I can hover my cursor over pi and see that it's a constant double. So I don't really have to worry about wondering what that variable is. As in the old days when we didn't have integrated development environments and we were using text editors only, then by making a constant uppercase, then it made it quite a bit easier to distinguish that from just a plain old regular variable. But you're certainly welcome to make your constants uppercase if you want to. Most important thing is that you should define them early in the program and you also have to define them with a value. So if I try to declare, or simply just declare pi as a constant, then I'll get an error saying uninitialized constant pi. So constants have to be initialized. Whoops, that's the wrong value. When they are declared. You can make a constant of any value, or of any data type, I'm sorry. So there's a string constant. And there's a Boolean constant. The key thing to remember is that you have to use the word const, a data type, a name, and you have to initialize the constant at the time that it's declared.